Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, back with another episode here on the channel. The Mavs are still alive with the Thunder losing last night. They got the Kings tonight, so we'll see what happens there. And if they win tonight, they're very much in the mix to get that final play-in spot. But we're going to start today's show with a little draft stuff because you guys know me. I'm more in favor of keeping this top 10 pick at this point in time, but again, we'll see what happens. The Ringer put out a mock draft following the NCAA tournament concluding, and the Mavs land Taylor Hendricks out of Central Florida with that number 10 overall pick. Here's Kevin O'Connor on Hendricks. He says the Mavericks are by far the NBA's biggest disappointment, especially just 1 year removed from making the Western Conference Finals. After losing Jalen Brunson for nothing, then trading core pieces from last year's playoff squad for Kyrie Irving, this team is in a far worse place now, with a terrible defense and an unimaginative offense. Good stuff, Jason Kidd. Moving up in the lottery could be the key to bolstering the roster, but if they stay put and keep this pick, then drafting someone who can help aid their defense is the priority. Hendricks could come in right away and provide a versatility that no one else on the roster does. Taylor Hendricks is an interesting player. He's kind of a 3-4 hybrid, not super different in terms of positional fit than like a Dorian Finney-Smith. He is a good defender as well, with, I think, much more offensive upside. He's shooting 39.5%, or shot that this year for UCF. That's a pretty good number for a college player. 15 points per game, 7 boards, almost 2 blocks. Plays bigger than his size, so I like that as well. Still raw offensively too, beyond the shooting part of it. Ball handling and stuff like that. Just playing within the flow of an offense. But there's also other things to consider either. Smaller school, didn't play elite level college competition, so it's hard to know if he could come in and be a high level contributor right away, but at the same time, the Mavs could use some more youthful pieces, right? Josh Green has had a nice season this year, but he's kind of disappeared down the stretch. You're hoping he continues to develop, but you would like to, have a couple of young guys that you can develop and have be core guys on a roster, which is why I'm in favor of keeping this pick. And hey, even if you don't make the pick, well, you can use it in a trade potentially to land another piece next to Luka. That's why I've been in favor of keeping this pick, and I think a player like Taylor Hendricks could be interesting. A couple of player comps, Jeremy Grant, Jaden McDaniels, 2 players that I like quite a bit, guys who can defend at a high level and give you some offensive punch as well. If he turned into a Jeremy Grant type of player, you're getting a damn good player with the number 10 pick. That being said, you'd like to have someone who's a little bit more proven at the college level. Like, I'd probably rather have a Grady Dick, even though he's only played 1 year in college because did it against high-level competition. Keontae George, I think, has a little bit more upside, but I'd be okay with this selection. I understand what the Ringer's trying to do, too, Kevin O'Connor, because this guy can defend, and you need defense. Luka said it on Tuesday, saying that, hey, we're gonna keep trying to win as long as we can, but we can't defend anybody, and that's just honest truth. This team stinks defensively, especially after trading away Dorian Finney-Smith. Would you draft Taylor Hendricks? Type D for draft or P for pass. Let me know in the comment section down below. Would you draft this player? Make sure you guys subscribe to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I know it's been a tough season. I know I've been down on this team, but I continue to be honest about my opinions, how I feel where this team is going. So tune in, log it in, and we're going to continue to bring you guys videos, latest news, rumors. If they do end up in the top 10 and get that draft pick, we'll have some draft coverage, free agency, trade coverage. I think this team could look a lot different next year. So busy offseason ahead, so subscribe to the channel today. Okay, speaking of next year, Kyrie Irving, is he going to return? Well, Chris Haynes says that the Mavs plan to re-sign Kyrie, and really a lot of the chatter continues to remain about bringing him back. We'll explain it here in just a second. But if you want Kyrie to stay in Dallas and you want to rep his number 2 jersey, you can do so. Go to chatsports.com/Kyrie. We have Kyrie Irving jerseys available right there. That link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. It's chatsports.com/Kyrie. Here's Chris Haynes. He says, despite the Mavericks' struggle since acquiring Kyrie Irving, the plan is to re-sign the star guard. League sources told Bleacher Report, Irving is eligible for an extension, but he will instead allow his future to be decided in free agency this summer. Sources said Dallas is 9-16 since making the blockbuster trade, but the shortcomings do not fall on Irving's shoulders. Going into the offseason, the Mavericks intend to surround Luka, Doncic, and optimistically Irving with versatile wing defenders and rim protectors to improve a defense that has been subpar. The team has fallen out of the play-in field and has little chance to climb back in with 3 games remaining on its schedule. This isn't really like a new report, like, yeah, they want to bring him back. You don't make that trade with intentions of not bringing him back unless he came in here and just act like a complete jackass, which he hasn't. He's been a pro, and yeah, they haven't won, but I actually do agree with Haynes. I don't think that falls on Kyrie. I don't think it falls on one person. I think there's some Luka problems. There's some kid problems. You know, Kyrie's got to take a little ownership too. He was in here to elevate this team, and it has not been elevated, but that was still a long-term play when you made that trade. So once you go down that rabbit hole, to bail now and let him go when you did the same with Brunson would just be a catastrophic failure. You just can't do it if you are the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Irving's played at a pretty high level here, 27-6. He shot the ball well. But Haynes makes a good point of how does the rest of this roster fit together? Like, how do you build around these two guys? Like, can you move a Tim Hardaway Jr.? Can you move a Davis Bertans? You know, the shortcomings aren't Kyrie's problem necessarily, I don't think. He hasn't been a solution, but at the same time, this roster's a mess, and they just got to figure that out. And a big issue has been, too, in terms of this year, not looking forward, is guys just haven't played well at the same time. There's only been 1 or 2 games where Luka and Kyrie have both played their A game. You know, there was a couple games last week where Luka is dropping 40-point triple-doubles, and Kyrie had a couple of clunkers. There's been games where Kyrie goes off and Luka's got a clunker. You know, it just hasn't gelled. There's also been a lot of games where they haven't played together because Luka's banged up, then Kyrie hurt his foot. I mean, it's just everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, and it's why it's led me to this conclusion that I think for the long-term health of this organization, getting that top 10 pick, whether you keep it to draft a young player or trade it to use as a trade chip, is the best path forward for the Dallas Mavericks. Again, see how the final few games go, but that's just kind of where I'm at. What do you guys think? Will the Mavericks re-sign Kyrie Irving? Type Y for yes or type N for no. Let me know in the comments. I still think yes. And let's say this, too. If they don't, I don't know where the hell they go from here, because you are grasping at straws at that point if you are Nico Harrison and Jason Kidd. All right, guys, got to stay positive as much as we can. Spam MFFL in the comments below. Mavs Kings tonight, kind of your last stand here. You win this game tonight, you got a real shot to sneak into the play-in. So if you're in the camp of wanting to still get in there, then go Mavs tonight. Get the MFFLs going. We'll see you next time here on Mavericks Today.